So nights out, not driving.
Something I wanted to talk about today is work ethic. Because to be completely honest, I think it's something that gets lost in the shuffle nowadays. You know, we have all this increasing technology, and it takes a lot of the physical labor out of it. And unfortunately, I feel like physical labor really teaches you good work ethic. Obviously, without good work ethic, it's hard to be successful. You're damn sure not going to make it as a competitor. And, you know, the fitness industry and being fit, and it takes work ethic. You know, it requires you to make sacrifices. It requires you to be consistent. And so work ethic actually becomes really important in this aspect. I think that if you're trying to make a life for yourself in the fitness industry, even more so. Because everyone I know that I've met in the fitness industry who is really successful has extremely, extremely good work ethic. I mean, the hours that I see people put in, and they've already established themselves, which means the hours that they've put in beforehand, before they were established to try and get to where they're at, well, I understand to a degree what it is because I'm in that building point myself. And so, you know, it's important that you understand that not everything you do is going to come back to you. Not everything you do is going to pan out the way you want. But you can't allow outside influences or the outcomes of situations to dictate how you're going to behave. You know, I think that too often we have our sights set on, I'm going to do this so I can get that, or so I can achieve this, or so that this other thing will happen. Instead of saying, you know what, this is the kind of person I want to be. This is the kind of person I want to be known as, and that's why I'm going to do something. I'm not going to, you know, show up to work on time or early, you know, be present throughout the entire day, really give my best, you know, be mindful of what's going on because I'm getting a paycheck, because I can do many things to get a paycheck. I want to do that because that's who I want to be known as, because that's who I see myself as. I don't ever want to be somebody that people look at and they say, you know what, man, he really got a lot of things handed to him. Because when I look at other people like that, you know, it makes me have to find other reasons to respect them. And I don't want to, you know, it doesn't matter who you are, respect isn't necessarily something that people are just going to give you, no matter what, whether you're a hard worker or not. But I think any argument you can make for yourself for why you know, deserve respect and the way you uphold yourself and carry yourself, you know, are good things to do. So, you know, my current situation is I live in between two homes. I live in Sarasota 4 days a week while I intern for school. I do about 32 hours there. The other 3 days a week, 2 of which I work doubles at a restaurant. I get another about 20 more hours there. I work one other day for Paul, so normally about 5 hours there, as well as training, prepping for the show, and then trying to build my business, making sure that I'm, you know, putting myself out there, talking to people, giving out cards, doing YouTube videos. And don't get me wrong, I don't not enjoy this, you know, like, I enjoy doing the YouTube videos, I enjoy training, I enjoy pushing myself and challenging myself, I enjoy my internship, and I enjoy getting closer to achieving my goals that I've set for myself. But when it comes down to it, I do these things because it's part of either who I am or who I want to be. It's not for anybody else. It's not because somebody else told me this is who I should be or this is what I should do. It's just something that's ingrained in who I really see myself as and who I want to see myself as. It goes towards that whole intrinsic motivation. You can be extrinsically motivated. You can be motivated by the things around you, the things outside, and we've seen it in studies. Yes, this works to motivate people, but as soon as that extrinsic motivation is gone, as soon as the goal's met, or the prize has been won, or whatever the case may be, that motivation starts to slack, and people tend to get off of whatever it was they were doing. So, considering how important consistency is in the fitness industry, that's a big deal. So, but when we see people who are intrinsically motivated, I do this because it makes me happy, or because it feels good, or because, these kinds of motivations withstand the test of time. They allow for consistency. I think not only is that because, obviously they're going to continue to be there, but they're giving you a positive outcome on top of it every time as well. And this is so much more important as a natural bodybuilder. I'm not saying that guys that are doing other things don't have to work hard, because they do. But I mean, as a natural bodybuilder, you have to have work ethic, because those gains don't come quick. It takes a long time to put on quality muscle as a natural bodybuilder. You talk about building muscle and losing fat at the same time. Very rarely does that happen. So if you have good work ethic, or I think to really get that good work ethic, you have to change your perspective on a lot of things as well. I think it's easy to see in the fitness industry people that only show you the sunny side of things. They only show you when they're feeling good. They only show you when they're happy. They only show you when things are going the way they want them to go. And that's great, but it just doesn't happen. That's not life. I think any of us who have lived really understand that. And so when those hard situations come, when you're already feeling it from a diet, or you're having a hard time training, or you're fighting a nagging injury, being positive in those situations and changing your perspective becomes extremely important and beneficial to the process. I'm a big one to say that perspective dictates reality. If I perceive somebody to be rude, then the reality for me is that they're rude. And then that changes the way in which I can interact with them. If I perceive something to be a waste of time, I'm much more hesitant and I don't give it my all. So my perception of what I'm doing in the gym, of what I'm doing in the kitchen, of my diet, of my cardio, of my coach, of the people around me, these are all really important, because they're going to dictate how much I'm able to enjoy the process. And how much I'm able to enjoy the process is going to have a huge impact on my work ethic. If I'm not enjoying it and I'm hating it and things are hard, which they're going to be, and that's okay, but if I know that I can look towards that end goal, or I can look towards that progress and that progression of getting where I want to be, I can enjoy that process so much more, which gives me that intrinsic motivation, because now not only am I working towards a goal, am I getting ready for stage, am I trying to put on good muscle mass, but I'm enjoying the process. And so maybe in retrospect, this thought process isn't so much about work ethic, but how your perceptions and how you deal with whatever's going on in life can affect how much you really give. So, that was one of the big things that I was thinking about today. Hopefully it does something for somebody. There you go.
Leave